Hello and welcome to another great rendition of Inside ProCents. We are revisited today by Jorge Rodriguez with Altech. He had visited us last year and was able to explain why he and the company became members of ProCents. But now we want to learn more about what's going on over the last year and what's coming out new in 2023 as we now get into Q2. So, George, our friend, we want to welcome you back. And today we're also joined by JR. But George, tell us what's going on with Altech and how our members can best connect with you and what's exciting from Altech.
Thanks for having me. Really appreciate you guys taking the time to get us together and kind of share what's going on in the industry. It's always good to share what we see and then maybe get a little bit of feedback as to what you guys are seeing. But boy, I could just say the last 5-6 months has actually been a turnaround. I hate saying it, but it seems like we're finally pulling out of that COVID slump that we were all faced with, but we survived it. Sales are up. Seeing a lot of projects starting, being resurrected, whether it's in our sphere of parking lots that we do a lot of stuff with, car dealerships as well. We've started to see some photometric studies being generated that way, as well as couple new products that started to get some traction is our new high bay that just rolled out and our gas station canopies.
Very nice. It's great to hear that projects are coming back to life, and especially after that. We've always said, before COVID and after COVID, and one thing that I found, and maybe you've seen it as well, but there's been a new vitalization of partners coming out of the woodwork because they did pivot during COVID because they maybe were forced out. And are you finding new partnerships, or is it still the same partnerships, or is it good to mix?
We found that we use that time to reestablish our relationships with our customer base. We've seen some companies come and go as well, like everybody did during this time. But we've also been able to benefit from that as people have left one organization, moved to another. They've taken us along with them. So it's something that we think that has benefited us. But it's something I always like to say is sell into your sphere of influence. So and that's what we're doing a good job of, just nourishing the relationships that we have with existing customers and being on point for them.
Absolutely. JR, what are your thoughts, bud?
Well, you said something very interesting. You said something that kind of piqued my interest, and that's the gas canopy fixture. That's something that I think is a hot topic in today's marketplace. Obviously, gas stations are a business that is an untapped option for extreme growth. So give us a little more information about that fixture and how it can be of value to people in the community.
Well, for a long time, there was mainly one player in the marketplace, and that was a company by the name of LSI. They kind of had that market cornered. And time and time again, we get requests, "Oh, do you offer this? If you offered this, I'd have another option." And so we partner with we brought a canopy out to market which meets or exceeds the specs that were being provided by the other companies that were out there, but also the price point was a bit more aggressive. And the other thing our customers like is that it's one-stop shop. Usually it's not just doing a canopy light. There may be area lights associated with lighting up the exterior of the gas station as well, or some floods for behind the building, or wall packs, things like that. So it was just another thing that makes it easier for our customers to source product at one location rather than having to get canopies from one supplier and then or from one manufacturer, then getting floodlights from another and piecemealing it and trying to track down shipments. So this way everything ships together.
That's awesome. Do you see that being a high demand for Class 1, Div 1, Class 1, Div 2 type canopies, or is it just, are you able to get around that?
The Class 1, Div 1 is not an arena that we play in. That's something that we've looked into, but it's such a niche that we don't see enough of a opportunity for us to jump into that space. The thing that we pride ourselves with Altech is that we've been a company that has made few mistakes along the way. You know, we've been around for about almost 10 years now, and we've stayed in our lane. Commercial, industrial, lighting. You know, we didn't offer a whole lot of product going into residential stuff and architectural design and things like that. So it's really, and we don't see ourselves jumping out of that. I think what we do well, and we're working within our parameters that way.
That's great to hear. One of the things that I've always loved about, you know, the lighting industry and, you know, all of our manufacturer partners or sellers within the ProCents environment is that they are staying in their lane and that they are becoming that valued resource for all of our buyers, whether you're a distributor or you have a rep network or a contractor. And so one thing I want to point out in that for those that are watching this over the next couple of weeks and even the next couple of months is if you're looking to expand your value proposition as a contractor, George talked about it, you know, it's doing lighting layouts that can truly separate you from your competition. So having that when you go in and do a proposal, it shows that one, that you know what the restrictions are to whatever zoning coordinations that you have, and also what the OSHA standards are or the ANSI standards for light levels. So having that can be something that separates you and lets you become that industry expert. But you don't have to have those resources within your own walls. You can have a resource like Altech that can help put together those layouts for you.
You bet. That's such a good point. Time and time again, we're told that our photometrics studies that we provide to our customers has helped close the deal. And one thing that we have noticed as these new projects are coming on board is that there's being actually a requirement for these. Customers are asking for that. They want to see something, a layout or something like that. And it's just a simple way for us to basically get these things done, get them to close that job on that. The other thing is availability of our product. 2 years ago, I relocated to South Carolina, opened up a distribution center for our company out here. So now we're servicing both sides of the country. So it used to be a 6-day lead time for something leaving California and having to make its way to Georgia is now a 1-day turnaround. And over I'd say the last 3 months, we've made a conscious effort to do same-day shipping on 90% of our product, our POs that come in. So if you get a PO into us, typically by say 2 o'clock in the afternoon, there's a good chance that thing's making it out same day.
Well, that's awesome to hear. And that's great to know because one thing that we see within this environment is that a lot of people are project-based, but there's always that business as we're developing these new relationships of, hey, can you help me solve this problem right now? And knowing that you can get something out same day or at least the next day, and having both distribution centers, both on the East Coast in South Carolina and the West Coast out in California, really helps on that logistical time frame, which is absolutely amazing. So the investment that Altech is making, the investment that you have made in yourself personally, moving across country to be here on the East Coast with JR and myself is absolutely amazing. And we commend you for that. And for those parties that haven't looked at Altech because maybe they were on the West Coast, now's the time to look at them because they are really looking to become an industry partner for you and really help you win projects at a high rate of speed.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we definitely appreciate that vote of confidence. That means a lot to us, and just please get the word out there. We'd love to be introduced to other companies out there as well that we have perhaps not touched base with in the past, but to make those introductions for us, and we definitely love to see that, and we all benefit from it.
Absolutely. Well, we're certainly going to make some introductions for you. Is there anything else that you'd like to point out? You know, maybe products or anything that you have in stock of that, you know, area lights, high bays that, you know, that y'all are, you know, really crushing the market in before we close this out?
Availability, like I mentioned, we have product on both sides of the coast. We are getting product released a lot sooner than it was, say 6 months ago. Our volume has increased as well. We had a container delivered to our warehouse, I'd say 2 weeks ago. Another one is supposed to deliver this week, and another one is leaving, coming from overseas, believe on Saturday of this week. So as you can see, the volume has definitely picked up. That's 3 containers within about a 6-week period. And they're not the 20-foot containers, they're 40-foot container.
That's awesome. That's absolutely awesome. Well, for all of our partners that are, looking for someone that's going to be making a consistent investment, not only to grow their business, but to help grow your business, Altech is a great place to look. And, I want to thank George for taking time out of his very busy day to spend a little time with us just to highlight some of the new stuff that's coming out and, where they can be a value asset for you. And I appreciate JR taking time and, pointing out the gas station canopy lights and what a growth market that could be. But as always, within ProCents, we want to say thank you to all of our members and guests that watch this. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, leave a comment. I will leave information to how to find more information about George and Altech within the description below. But we'd like to say, as the ProCents culture, to all of our future members, remember that success always begins with consistency. Get yourself and your organization fully connected. Be active, be responsive. Always do what you say you're going to do, and always support the environment by turning inwards first. At ProCents, we make connections that are sticky, and then we get out of the way. ProCents opens the doors to our participants, and they are able to choose their own path, but we do it together. And again, we say at ProCents is the power of connections. Thank you so much, and we will talk with you on the next episode of Inside ProCents.